Hi guys, Bolt here once again. This time a little bit of a different video. It's going to be a replay commentary here of a 3v3. Me, Bongin, and Legio versus Toto, Rico, and Gamerberg. No one knows each other. Well, at least I don't know any of these guys personally. But it was a really fun match that I played at like 3 in the morning, so I couldn't exactly, record it live. So we're gonna do it this way. I am playing with a division that I've never played with before. We're playing as the French. I've only played with this, I think, one other match. And in that video, I thought we didn't have 80 gems because I literally just didn't see them while building a deck. But this time we have 80 gems, so we have the full experience of the French division. We're moving up some Super Pumas with commandos in them. And basically, the main idea for these guys is to quickly go to the flank here and secure these, little houses, what is it, farmlands, I guess, and secure the flank, while I also have some units going towards Bravo, because that is obviously, one of the center conquest points there. So we have a lot of these AMX-13 DCAs. These are pretty good AA guns, actually, surprisingly, like a dual barrel kind of thing. It's pretty decent. It doesn't really have the best accuracy, 25%, but if you have a bunch of them, it's obviously going to do a ton of damage. On helicopters, specifically, it's not great for some reason. I don't know why, and you'll see quite a bit of that later. So besides that, we have a bunch of Voltigé and Chasseurs in VAPT 20s, and also TRMs, so regular trucks, moving up to the front line. All in all, this is basically like my starting setup here. We have a bunch of infantry going to the tree lines here, and we have a bunch of infantry going into these buildings here to cut them off. A huge battle raged on the right side here. I think this is really where most of the fighting happened. And we have Rico here and Toto as well, both going towards this center zone here to Alpha. So let's just hide that panel here. So yeah, I will try to keep a good overview of the entire battleground. On the left, not much happened in the beginning, like in the first couple minutes. We do have these helicopters moving into position. On the right side, Legio only has some éclaireurs, I don't know how you pronounce that, I'm sorry. In the town, just some recon infantry. Surprisingly dealing some damage to the BMP-2 there. Other than that, we have some commandos coming in, a Gazelle Hot, trying to take down as much as possible. Bunch of MiG-31s and MiG-29s just going all over the place, getting hammered by the PVATs there. And as you can see, the PVATs are good, but they are not the best. They're kind of more like, just in case you need one more missile, I can finish it off kind of thing. That's what gun AA is all about. So AMX-30 B2s, a bunch of Bradleys, a ton of infantry is just moving all over the place. And this is just insane. Look at this. Oh wow, that looks beautiful actually, look at that. That looks really nice. I gotta give him that. I gotta give him that. So let's see what's gonna happen here. Really bad idea to move Bradley's that close to the front, but not in this case, because they have Sapries, and Sapries don't have anti-tank capabilities. The Desantnikis do. But I think in this case it's a really good, accepted risk, let's say. PVAT's going crazy with the Mi-24P here. Taking quite a bit of time to kill it, but in the end they're doing a good job here. So we changed it up a little bit. We moved some Grenadier Voltigés here into these tree lines with the VAPT 20s to try to give them cover. The BMP-2 is much better, surprisingly, because it has the Conkers, obviously. But it also has a better autocannon with much more range. So on the left side we have a T-80 and we have absolutely nothing to do with that guy. So we're just kind of slowly falling back just to get into the tree line and not get completely destroyed by that one tank on the left flank here. Yeah, the town is definitely under his firm control. Motostreliki's in here, Sapries with RPOs, even a leader infantry, which is really nice to see. Some Biryusas, Iglas, BMP-2s, just all over the place. So quickly, looking at the right side here, the town is no more. There is no town left anymore, guys. Literally all of it is, most of it is pretty much flattened. And we have a... Yeah, we have an interesting charge going on here. Pretty interesting push. Now the interesting thing about this division is you don't get like super heavy tanks. You don't get many elite units, like elite infantry. You get commandos, but that is it. That is all you got. Everything else is like regular infantry, so you're kind of in a tough position there. Really nice position here though with the AMX-30s firing away at this major road here. They got really nice line of sight as well on this road. If you hold C, you can see the line of sight from any position you're looking at. The Thessalonikis though, although cohesion is low, they're getting fired at, they still manage to hit, which is unlucky for our teammate. So the fire teams, I do understand why he's using these. Fire teams are quite cheap. The problem is they're only 6-man units, so you don't really get that much, you know, that much firepower on the front line. But in this case, it seems to work. Like, they're doing pretty good with the M249s and the M60s. They're just charging through. PVADs are keeping cover. We got an AMX here that is not really seeing much, to be honest. All in all, not too bad, not too bad. On the left side is really where the fun is about to kick off here. We got chasseurs moving up, now that I have some tanks here to give cover. And as you can see, the BMPs show their face. And the Brennis, or Brennises. What is plural for Brennis? They make short work of that. On the left side, I did kind of miss showing this, but the AMX-13 took out one of those recon helicopters here. And we're just slowly inching our way towards this flank here. So slowly but surely we're moving it up here. We got some more infantry coming up towards this tree line here to take care of this recon unit and also garrison these buildings. SU-24 coming in for a bombing run on top of my Brennises, but we did spot them. But let's see how the AMX-13s do. Quite a bit if you have 4 of them. So we took down one. And there goes the second one. So if you have like an AA net like spread out into this kind of zone here, you will do a ton of damage because one will lose like range. It won't have the range anymore. The other one will pick it up, then the other one will pick it up, then the other one will pick it up, probably finish it off. I think that is the perfect way to do to play with AA here instead of this where you have 2 PVADs on top of each other. And this is honestly something I learned in Steel Division. In Steel Division, AA needed more time to kill, so you needed to spread them out more, so that if a plane does like an evacuation maneuver like this, so it comes in here, bombs this, and then it moves right, the entire time my AA will be firing at it, and we can do a ton of damage and probably take it out. But that is really important to do. Really nicely positioned Mi-24 here, covering the entire road system. But luckily Legio is moving in some Mistrals, and Bongin is helping him. So Legion and Bongin are both focusing on the right side. We got Rico and Toto here, building up forces. And I am 1v1ing Gamerberg. So we made it into those little buildings here. We also have a ATGM vehicle, infantry, Milan 2, and a Group A anti-car, however you want to pronounce that, to take position here. Just in case like infantry or tanks move across here, or they push anywhere. Or, you know, they flank around or something. It's just to keep like a good defensive position. So we got some smoking coming here from our VAB PM81s. These are self-propelled mortars. Really nice units to use as well. 81mm. I do appreciate my mortars. I do like my smoke. And this is why. So we smoke it off just to break like a direct line of sight. We don't need to smoke off everything. But as you can see, most of these guys don't have a good... They can't see anything. So they're moving out of their cover. We got our group units coming up with the FAMAS. These are really like anti-tank units. Oh, anti-char, yeah, that makes sense. Anti-tank. We got group Voltigays with the Apilas coming in as well. Try to deal some damage. I was hoping to see like BMPs and T-80s in this forest. That's why I moved these guys in. ATGM here, smacking the T-80. And that comes from the Gazelle Hot that we just purchased. Really nice unit to use, not too expensive, 50 points, 24 AP on that. Really, really cost efficient, or cost effective. BMP3s now, that we need to deal with from Gamerberg. Toto seems also to help a little bit. We got a train of infantry moving in like crazy. And these are sappers with flamethrowers. So the initial plan is to move in infantry into the town, get a good defensive position going, garrison the first couple buildings, and then move in the actual infantry killers. That is kind of how I try to do it. So the Brennises, or Brenni once again, in the back, giving some nice suppressive fire, if you want to call it that, from tanks. And the flamethrowers are finally doing some work. They're pushing the infantry out of the buildings so that I can garrison them next. Really nice strategy here. With AMX-30s, we're just charging them up a little bit, just so we can like stop any reinforcements from coming up over here. And also so that we can have a line of sight into the little patch of forest here. The sappers, flamethrowers are moving in once again. The smoke is helping me this time with microing. I just need to attack move and they'll just move close enough to use it. Since the range is, you know, relatively limited to 500 meters. But you'll be surprised how fast you go past the 500 meters here. But AMX-13 took out the other recon helicopter there. So all in all, that's going really well. Brennis is helping here with the Descent Razvedkas. Luckily, these guys also have a 20mm, so you actually do a ton of damage. Another SC-24 with a napalm bomber flies right over AA, gets taken out. And an SC-24 does the same and also gets wrecked. So really, really good AA units. 95 points, a bit expensive, but I think it's a good investment. So that's about 400 points here of worth of AA, and we already made more money. We already won that money back with just destroying those two planes. But we kind of did get destroyed by the napalm and the heavy, bombing campaign. But not to worry, we got more infantry on the way, and we already had like a third wave here of anti-tank units. Initially, the plan was for these guys to go to the edge of the town. You basically stop any vehicles from entering that carry infantry and stuff. So these Apilas units are a little bit, misplaced, let's say. So we got some Sapries with RPOs, not a problem for VAP-T20s. They can, easily fire at that and not take much damage. The infantry, on the other hand, will take quite a bit of damage, but they'll be alright. So next up, we're moving these AMX-30 EBGs, and these have 142mm like assault gun, if you want to call it that. Just does a ton of suppression, and I wonder if I actually managed to shoot at something with this. Meanwhile, on the right side, we kind of did skip on this a little bit, but our allies have done a really good job. Bongen here with the M1A1s, and Lijo here with the rest of his basically infantry and medium tanks, doing the Lord's work, I guess. Doing pretty good here. I do wonder why these guys didn't like move in through here, or if they tried, why they didn't set up like a base of operations from here so that they can flank, maybe cut them off. But hindsight 2020. But yeah, with that we kind of just swooped through their units with these group, with the double Apilas, the group anti-tank I'm gonna call it. And now they can actually do what they were meant to do, which is to garrison the edge of the entire city or village and just block them off. But with that, I'm also moving my tanks up, because I know they're going to try to keep units or moving units in, and this is not going to be pretty here. But these AMX-30s are going to have a ton of fun. So we are getting fired at by the T-80U there. Quickly smoke this guy off and fall back with him. He's not having a great time. 80 gems are getting blocked by the smoke. I think that was more of a graphical glitch here in the replay, because the smoke came in first, obviously. One of our tanks gets sniped by the T-80U. And we barely make it out with this one. But we stopped all of those transports from being an issue. Now meanwhile on the left side, we're moving the AMX-13s, BCAs up. And this is one example of how long it takes for a helicopter to be shot down by AA. And it's a little bit too long. Like, in my opinion, it's a bit extreme. So far, he has not taken... Okay, now he took 2 damage. See how long it takes? I mean, I understand it, otherwise AA would be a little bit overpowered, but these guys are radar. Like, they are radar locked, aren't they? Otherwise, I'm deleting the channel if it's not radar. Yeah, they are radar locked. Like, they're really accurate. They're, I mean, 25%, sure. But they should be doing a little bit more damage, I feel like. Maybe it's just me being used to the old, you know, wargame things, but... Don't even get me started on manpads. Manpads are the worst, dude. Whenever I use manpads, they just don't do anything, except, like, super high veterancy Mistrals or Stinger units. MiG-27. Yeah, look at that. Also, Rolands and Chaparrals missing everything. And this guy finishing it off, luckily. I feel like if AA was made better, literally increase the accuracy by 10% across the board, but also make them 20% more expensive, I think a lot of people would be happy, because this guy needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 AA units to feel, you know, confident enough that, okay, yeah, we got this. 11, sorry, 11. 11 AA units to feel confident. I feel pretty confident about mine though. Like, these AA mixes, they're really good and they're nicely spread out. We got a Roland in the back as well, and now we have a buttload of manpads. So, you know, it's looking decent. It's looking decent. So let's see how our boys are doing here at the industrial complex. We got mechanized rifles pushing ahead. M1A1 getting smacked by the ATGM, but it only does 1 damage. Oof, that T64 BV really just destroyed the M1A1 there with that shot. Second one luckily missed. T64 gets hit by the Dragon 2 and the tank. That one I think ricocheted. And M1A1, wow, it misses again. Come on, dude. Oh no, they traded. They traded. The mecha rifles got him while T64 got the M1 Abrams. M1 Abrams? Yeah, M1A1 Abrams. That was a disastrous anime death right there. The Purs with the flamethrowers together with commandos do a really good job. They are walking through fire though, which is not ideal. But our allies, like, although they have the conquest points, we were having so much fun. Like, you should have seen the in-game chat. We were just screaming like war and stuff, like, let's go. It was a ton of fun. This was like a real gentleman's game. And I had a really enjoyable time. So now that we have the town, what I did next was literally flood in supplies, get everybody back on HP, ammunition, and literally everything you can imagine. Just said that we are ready for any, you know, any interesting push or bombing run that they might do. Although with that, artillery slowly starting to hit us, those Acacias, those are brutal. We're quickly moving all of our supplies out. We just hope it's been enough, and we just hang tight. And we don't really push up too much if we don't need to. The enemy, on the other hand, is moving up some BMP-3s, yep, under the cover of T-80 BVs, and we also have some BTR-60 PBs with Motostrelakis coming up. But as you can see, we are firmly dug in. We're like clamped down like a tick, basically, at this point. We do have some tanks here, but they, you know, are in desperate need of some TLC. This guy especially. Barnier's not doing so hot. Yeah, VAP T20s, they are decent, but against a BMD2 or higher, they struggle. They really struggle. The range being 1500 and 25% accuracy versus, let me see if I can find another one. I mean, we can just compare it to this guy, BMP3. Oh, I want the BMP, man. Let me look at the BMP, brother. Yeah, it just has better range. The Russian vehicles, that is. But yeah, all in all, a ton of fun. A ton of fun. Look at that, we were first as well. We just did really well with our micro. And, yeah, our infantry was doing pretty good too. Like, I kind of wish it was a bit more difficult, but our allies did really well by double teaming right side, and they basically occupied 2 of the enemy's teams. I was just 1v1ing the entire time, and we did really well. Most kills, least losses. Really good game in general. AMX 13, yeah. This one guy already made up for all of our investment in AA. Taking down 3 planes there. Rennes doing quite a good job there as well. How many planes did we take down? Hold up, let's count this. So 1, 2, 3, not counting helicopters. 3, 4. Did we take down 4? Yeah, 4 planes. So 4, 200 plus points planes. That's really expensive. And we took down a couple more with our planes here. But yeah, all in all, really good game, really fun. The update is definitely improving the game by a whole lot. I do like the speed of this game more. Only 18 minutes. It's more fast-paced, it's more realistic, sort of say. It feels more in line with how Wargame was and not how Steel Division was. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time right now. So if you also enjoyed it, like this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys back soon. Take care.